Welcome to smarthelping.com. As you know, every week I do a financial model, usually in Excel. All these could also be applied to Google Sheets. And what we have is a KPI Dashboard, Key Performance Indicator, and this is all going to be based on two different input forms, one for a full invoice and one for just a daily data dump. And then all these things are going to be tracked on a daily basis with line charts over the course of a year. Now, obviously, that could be changed to show weekly or monthly or annual. I've done all that dynamically. You just put in what you want. And we've got total daily sales, paid, and outstanding. So you can actually track on an invoice what's been paid and what's still outstanding on a daily basis across all your invoices. And then we've got here, this is just more data dump tracking. And then obviously I like to put the start and end date so you can query any date range and get the total paid invoices, total outstanding, and then the total sales. Track that same thing by salesman/website. And then here's your data dump summary, which shows you how you've performed in any given date range on a total basis. Now this could also be queried on a salesman or customer service representative basis. And then you just put your start date here, and that starts the first date of the full year that you're going to be tracking in your summaries. And this goes for the sales data down here. So you can control everything right from here. You got a front too. This shows some more in-depth tracking. You can track your average invoice value. First of all, you put the current date, and then you could track the average value for the past 7, 14, 30, and 60 days. You can also track the average number of items on an invoice. Basically, you could do a whole bunch. Anything you have that you want to track on an invoice, we could do here. Total discounts applied in the last 7. So this is basically the aggregate discount. So say you do a total of $3,000 discounts on 50 different invoices in the last 90 days. That total amount pops in there automatically. We also have add-ons. So say you have different products and those products come with add-ons. You mark on the invoice if they did the add-on, whether it be a download or whatever, or a sign up to some magazine, and then you get your conversion percentage of that, and that will all show up in a pie chart, which we'll build here in a minute. I also build a query, and this is going to update automatically. It'll pull from the database and show you all the unique invoices, and then you'll be able to query all those invoices and see that invoices, outstanding amount, sale amount, and paid, which will update once I actually add some data, which we'll do now. And sorry about this, I am fighting a sore throat. It's been here for about a week and it really sucks. But anyway, so here's our daily data. Let's say today's date 11/30/2016. These are just example fields. You could have whatever you want to track. Let's say we did 10 calls out inbound, 5 out. Pick the sales rep or customer service rep if it applies. You got outstanding invites, 2, 1. These numbers could be whatever you have. So you got that, and then you just enter the data. Now that we have data in there, you'll see on our front end, well, we got to make sure the query, so it starts at November 30th. So let's start at 30/2016. Now you can see, boom, look at that. We have data here. We got to put this date too here, because I think this goes off of that. Oh, well, we're going to have to do that anyway, but these numbers are for product analysis, which is going to be entered on the invoice, so that's not going to update yet. Then let's put here, let's say 2016 218. That's just going to give us the full range of data, and you can see, look at whatever I just entered in that input card is going to update there. Let's say we have another day. Let's say it's now a month later, December, And now with that day, there's only one of these, two of these. Salesman or site website, or no, sorry, that doesn't make sense. Salesman 1, do 5, 4, 1, 6. Oh, my throat is not doing good. So let's say we enter that again. Now you can see our database is populating these rows. And if we go to our front end, now we have another day with data. Now these will look more like line charts when you have a full, like every single day, because there's 30 data points in between these two, so that's why it just looks like a spike and then right back down. But if you had data in every single day, it'll look like a nice line chart that you could track the performance of all these different data points over the course of a year's time. Okay, let's move on to the cool part, which is the invoice. So there's a couple things. Number one, so first we enter our date, same as the other side, 2016. Sales rep is important. Invoice number could be anything. We'll do ABC, 1, 2, 3. Invoice status. So we're always going to do outstanding first, even if they paid right away, because we're of our tracking. So whatever you put here in outstanding is going to populate down here. And you can see this is not a yellow cell, so you don't change it. This is always going to be equal to what is up here. Then let's say, what do we sell? We sold 3 apples, 1 table, 5 pieces of fruit, and 10 TVs. And then we'll say add-ons. The products that actually had an add-on are just going to be, let's say, the fruit and the chair, or the TV. Actually, we only have 5 for this data validation. Let's say apple table, fruit TV. Let's say it's apple. This is automatically going to track the number of items on your invoice, so it says 4. That means 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 different items. That automatically says what it is. And now your total amount is what you're going to put in. So say $10,000 for all that stuff. Let's say you're going to apply a discount percentage of 2%, just for the purpose of showing what this thing can do and how you can track it. So 2%, $200 discount, outstanding amount, and then this is just left blank. Doesn't matter because you're not entering a payment. So we enter that invoice. Okay, now let's say it's the same day, but this is the same invoice, but now it's being paid. You just click paid. None of this data matters at all. This doesn't matter what you have in here because it's not going to be picked up since it's out, or since it's being paid. You're gonna do only negatives for payments. So let's say they paid $5,000 the same day. This is gonna go here, and we enter that data. And then let's say in another month they pay the other $5,000. So we'll go back to December, make sure the invoice number is still the same as it was on the, just make sure the invoice is the same as what you're trying to enter. And they actually, now if we go to our query here, we have ABC, the outstanding amount's only $4,800 since we gave them a discount. So let's say they're going to pay $4,800 now. So minus $4,800 a month later, and we enter that. As you can see, this is all populating through the database, and all these numbers are going to be able to be queried. So now let's go to our front end. We can see salesman 1 has $9,000 paid, no amount outstanding, or $9,800 paid, no outstanding, and total sales $9,800. That's all going to be based on this date range. If I could switch this to 2015, you see no data will show up here. So it is sensitive to that, what you put in here. Then we also see, now this is a cool thing here. This is tracking your outstanding total sales, amount paid, and amount outstanding. So it's saying you made this much sales, 9,800, and they also paid 90. Well, they paid 5,000 here, and then this is the outstanding balance in the gray, or whatever color that is. I'm colorblind. And then you can see this goes back to 0 now. No amount outstanding when they pay the final amount, and then this is the final payment. So that's kind of how that tracks. Now we'll track on an aggregate basis over all invoices over the course of a year based on that start date. Now this summary that I just explained with the sales is coming through from here. And this is going to track what I just showed you on an overall basis. You don't need to enter anything here. It's also going to track all your product sales. So you can see 3 apples, 5 fruits, 1 table, 10 TVs. And then that's also going to pull in your KPI here. You see under apple, fruit, table, TV, and these headers will automatically update based on your data validation here in your products. And then these products then automatically fill in here. So it's all automated. Your only entry point for this is here, and it automatically updates all your KPIs. So that's that. Let's show one more. Oh, well, yeah, let's show one more sale. So let's say, okay, and then on 1/5/2017, your website makes a sale. Another invoice will do XYZ 1 2 3. Remember, you're going to do outstanding. And let's say now you sell a table, 1 table, 5 chairs, 2 fruits, and 3 apples. We're going to say there was no add-ons this time, so just clear that. And total sale amount 2,500. No let's do 5% discount. And this is just left blank, doesn't matter. Enter the data. Let's go ahead and query that. Now it adds that invoice in here, and we can see sale amount was 2,375. We haven't entered any payment, so they still owe this. So let's say they actually pay it in 7 days. Let's say, so we're at January 11th. Payment, the right invoice, and then they're gonna pay 2,375. Enter data. Now we go to our front. You see the pie chart updates for sales for the website. That updates here. Our outstanding balance updates. You can see the sale coming up there. Then you got outstanding balance for those amount of days, and then it gets paid. That goes back to 0. And we got some more sales of your products. Now also, let's look at the front too, and let's do current date. Let's get closer to what we just did. So let's do 1/12. So now look, the average invoice value over the last 60 days is 6,000. Average items on invoice, it's been 4 every time. Total discount applied. You can see like that's going to add all your discounts, so 325 total. The most recent one was only for a $125 discount. And then look at our percentage conversions. So this is saying how many products were purchased total. And this is not saying the amount of products, it's saying the times a certain product has been purchased relative to the times an add-on was purchased for the item. So you could buy 10 apples. This will still show up as one time. And then all it's going to track is if on that invoice where they bought 10 apples, did they do an add-on or not? If they did, And you can see we did one on the first invoice we did and not on the second. There's a 50% conversion there. So that's how this kind of works. And it's 50-50 because it's showing there's only 2 add-ons that were ever done. And that's that. Now my final feature I did is I did make it clear data, so you can clear the invoice data without losing anything. You clear this, it won't remove any formulas or anything, so that all still works. And then you go ahead and enter a new invoice. So I think this is a ton of value for anybody trying to do any kind of KPI tracking, and it's very dynamic and there's a lot to it. A fair price for this, in my opinion, is going to be $250 one-time fee. That will come with, you know, up to, within reason, as much training as you need to get it to work. I mean, if it's over, you know, 3 hours, I'll probably start charging an hourly fee if it takes longer than that to get this set up for your specific needs. But if you just want the template fully functional like this, I will do it for $250, and I'll send you the Excel sheet and you can have it. All the formulas included, nothing locked or protected. It's all yours. If you do want that, you're going to have to go into the description box below in YouTube and click on the link to smarthelping.com, which will lead you to the page that you can pay for this. Alright, have a great day. We'll see what we'll come up with next week.